Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Markopisu channel. I'm Markopisu. Glad to have you here. EE, episode 16. Let's go ahead. Not here, not there. There? No? There we go. Episode 16. Oh, there goes our phone. And last time, episode 15, Erlen got depression, because it was the whole, oh, it's been 1 month, and we had the time skip. And then we cured her depression. We found the cure to depression last episode. We told her, hey, it'll be okay. And she got over it, we think. Anyway, we have the hot springs trip coming up. Very excited for that. Let's just get right into things today. My phone alarm blares and wakes me up bright and early. Immediately, I roll out of bed. I can't be late for the hot springs trip today. Oh boy. Omen at the mouth here. Once I gather my belongings, I make my way downstairs. Mina and Erlen are already seated at the table. And Tamiko sets down breakfast when I walk in.
Good morning, sweetie.
Morning.
Do you kids have everything you need for your trip?
Erlen nods while Mina grins.
Yep, I'm all set.
Me too.
Wonderful. I thought it would be nice to drive you to school today. That way, you don't have to walk and carry your luggage.
That's pretty kind of her.
That would be great. Thanks, Mom.
Thank you. That is very kind.
Yeah, thanks, Aunt Tamiko.
Of course.
What a nice aunt we have. We finish eating our breakfast, and Aunt Tamiko drops us off at school.
Have a great trip.
Wish Aunt Tamiko could come with us to the hot springs, because we like her as our aunt and no other reason. She gives us each a hug and then departs. We follow the crowd and file onto the buses. Kira already sits in one of the seats and Kosei sits across from her. Whoa, new background? Now this is epic, even if it is just a bus. After greeting everyone, Mina and Erlen squeeze in besides Kira while I sit next to Kosei. Once everyone is accounted for, the bus roars to life and we're on our way. Excited gossip and conversation breaks out across the bus, but I'm still exhausted from getting up early. I lean my head against the glass and quickly fall asleep. Someone shakes me awake.
Hey, wake up!
This turns into a horror game. The bus crashes in the middle of nowhere. Now that's a plot twist. Someone make a mod for that, please. Oh, I guess not. I groan and squint through a bright ribbon of sunlight. With another blink, I see Kosei's grinning face. Finally. I sit up and rub my eyes. Then I follow everyone off of the bus. I'm greeted by a beautiful forest. Whoa, 2 new backgrounds in one episode? I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose all my nut. Giant tree. This is a very nice rock. I don't know why, but these 3 gatherings of rocks make all these other rocks surrounding it just obsolete. I love it. And these windows, oh man. And whatever these crystal light things are, man, whoever designed the background, you did a good job. Give this man a raise. Giant trees surround the area and flowers sway in the breeze. There's a row of wooden cabins and a building where I assume the reception area is. 2 rangers greet Misato and the other teachers.
Class, these rangers will show you to your cabins. You'll have time to explore before the first activity, and afterwards you'll be free for the day. We'll meet here for class. Don't be late!
A male ranger leads the boys to the boys' cabins, and a female one leads the girls. Kosei and I follow our ranger to the cabin. This is a pretty nice looking cabin. Abe Lincoln would be jealous. This is a school trip, man. We went to Six Flags for our school trip, not quite this. Bunks lean against the wooden walls, and large windows surround us to let in the sunshine and cool breeze. The cabin has a rustic and cozy atmosphere, and I can tell we'll be comfortable staying here. Other students file in and claim their spots. Kosei and I gravitate to the beds in the corner. No one will see us snuggling at night. Since we have some time, what should I do? Stay in the cabin and eyes. Mina at the fire pit, take a walk in the garden. I mean, 2 of these are like, hey, we're not doing anything. Let's throw Mina a bone here. I mean, we've never picked her once, not for one single activity, so, you know, let's do this one thing for her. It's a charity type thing, so while I'm here, and so close to nature, I should go outside and get some fresh air. Wait, did I not? Okay, I thought like picked the go for the walk option, but then it said like the fire pit. I was confused for a second. I thought I just screwed over Mina, but let's continue. I leave the cabin and look around, spotting a familiar face by the fire pit. I really did it just so we can see this background again. That's the only reason I picked the Mina route. Is that Mina? I head over. To get closer, I can tell it's my cousin, even though she has her back to me. Hey.
Shh.
Huh? She turns around. There are black streaks painted across her cheeks and leaves strewn through her hair. Her face is carved in determination as she firmly plants a stick into the ground.
Shh.
No, you shh. I will not be silenced. 2 can play at this game. Shh.
Shh.
Oh, she wins. Mina crosses her arms.
What are you doing?
I don't know. You tell me.
Behold.
She gestures to the stick. What am I looking at?
It's a sundial. This is how I'm gonna survive in the wilderness.
With a stick?
Yep. Not only can I use it to tell time, but I can also use it to hunt.
Why are you trying to survive in the wild when we're at a camp resort?
Just in case. You never know, but now I'm prepared.
But what good is a stick?
You mean other than those things I just listed? I can also use it to protect myself if it comes down to it.
I mean, I don't think that's how sticks work. I'm no stickologist, but I just don't think that's the case. But it's just a stick.
No, there's more to them.
Like what?
They can be used for maps and signals.
How can a stick be a signal?
You can tie a flag onto it and wave it around.
Where are you going to get a flag if you're truly in the wilderness? He opens her mouth to argue but stops.
Well, you can tie leaves to it.
With what? Her forehead wrinkles in thought. She shakes her head.
Never mind that. They can be used to create a shelter too.
But why would you need to create a shelter if we have cell phones and cabins? And rangers all around? And food? She sighs with defeat.
I guess you're right. All of this is kind of pointless then, huh?
I mean, it was still a good attempt. Mina nods and wipes the paint off of her face.
Since I don't need to survive in the wilderness here, I'm going back to the cabin to enjoy the luxurious camping life with running water.
Sounds like a good plan. He smiles.
I'll see you tonight, cuz.
Yeah, see you. She disappears into her cabin. I return to my cabin and relax for a while. Soon it's time for our class activity. I grab my notebook and a pen and meet the rest of my class. Whoa, 3 new backgrounds? I'm gonna lose my marbles. Every last marble, every single marble is just gonna be lost. I'm gonna need to put up wanted posters. This is insane. Groundbreaking. 3 new backgrounds. Let's continue. Miss Sato takes us down a path through the forest and talks about the natural ingredients found here for medicine. It's definitely useful. Who knows when you could need this stuff? After we finish identifying all of the helpful or poisonous plants in the forest, we're free to enjoy the evening as we wish. I head down one of the campsite's paths to pass the time. It's nice to get away from town and just appreciate nature every once in a while. Soon, the daylight begins to fade. I better turn back before it gets completely dark. By the time I'm back, the sun has disappeared behind the trees, and the campsite is buzzing with excitement. I can see a few fires flickering in the dark and hear students laughing nearby. Whoa. Does this count as a fourth new background, or is it, just the lighting change? I'm gonna count that. If we get a fifth background, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. It's too much. As I walk past, I spot Mina and the others sitting in front of a campfire. He waves to me, and I head over.
Hey, cuz.
Hey. As I get closer, I see the rest of the group has already circled around the fire pit. The campfire is cozy as orange and red light flicker across their faces. I sit down between Erilyn and Kira.
We were looking for you, but you weren't in the cabin.
Yeah, I went for a walk. What are you guys up to? Kosei grins and rips open a bag of marshmallows.
Making s'mores! You got here just in time.
Nice. Looking kinda cute, girl. Quick aside, s'mores are SSS tier. S'mores are so good. If you count them as a dessert, they're probably the best dessert. Put your favorite dessert in the comment section below. But if it's not s'mores, then I'm just gonna delete it. And it's all s'mores. But seriously, s'mores are so good. If you're not gonna put your favorite dessert, just tell me something you love about s'mores in the comments below. I would love to hear your s'more appreciation. Let's continue. Erilyn studies her marshmallow and the graham crackers, looking uncertain.
I don't understand how this works.
What works?
This thing.
He holds up the ingredients.
Don't you have s'mores in Sweden?
What's a s'more?
It's some more.
Some more what?
S'mores. Mina gives me an impatient look.
It's a sandwich made of graham crackers, marshmallows, and chocolate.
Erilyn brightens.
Oh, a sandwich?
Erilyn do be liking sandwiches, though. NGL. Before she can make one, Hiro, Daisuke, and a girl I vaguely recognize stop at our fire pit.
Hi, Erilyn.
Erilyn looks up and brightens.
Oh, hello, Sana.
Would it be okay if we join you?
Of course.
Thanks.
All three of them take a seat and the girl smiles at us.
I'm Sana, by the way. I'm on the student council with Erilyn as your student body president.
Oh wow, the student body president is hanging out with us? Sana can sit here with me. Keep it cool. It's just nice to meet you, we'll be a normal human person and say normal human things. It must be because she and Erilyn are friends. Still, it's nice to chat with older students once in a while. We can learn a lot from them. I'm Markapi. It's nice to meet you. Sana offers me a calm smile.
It's nice to meet you too.
Sana introduces Jiro and Daisuke, who is also the student council vice president. With introductions out of the way, Sana smiles, settling into her seat.
You're all first years, right?
Yeah.
It's a tradition among the upperclassmen to tell ghost stories around the campfire. What do you think? Would you like to join us in this tradition?
Ooh, that sounds fun.
Kira nods.
I love ghost stories.
Erilyn flips back her hair.
Although I haven't partaken in this tradition before, I do think it sounds intriguing.
I haven't told ghost stories around the campfire either.
Whoa, he has his own sprite? This is crazy. Sana's eyes widen.
Is that true, Daisuke? You didn't tell them at your old school?
No, my previous education wasn't nearly as fun as it is here. Oh man, you're missing out! Now we've definitely got to tell them.
Everyone seems excited except for Jiro, who shifts uneasily in his seat.
We certain that's a good idea? What if someone gets scared?
That's the point.
Mina turns to me.
What about you, cuz?
If everyone else is in, then I am too.
Good,
Her smile turns devilish.
because I know a super scary one.
Oh, then you can go first.
Kosei snorts. Cocaine.
I bet Mina's story's lame and doesn't scare anyone.
Mina crosses her arms.
You better hold on onto your pants, Kosei, because they'll be scared right off of you.
He lifts an eyebrow.
Let's hear it then.
We all glance at Mina, waiting. Takes a deep breath.
Once upon a time, there was a girl who was afraid of the dark. Ever since she was little, she'd put her hand under her bed and her dog would lick her hand to comfort her. This night was no exception. Her family was away, and it was extra dark and quiet in the house. She kept hearing a dripping noise, but tried ignoring. She tried to be brave and go to sleep in her bed, but she felt so afraid. So, just like she always did, she put her hand down by her bed, and sure enough, her hand got licked. That made the girl feel a little better, so she fell asleep. The next morning, she was woken by the sound of her dog barking in the backyard!
Silence. Mina looks around.
Get it? Because he was outside all along!
Good effort. Forcing the punchline doesn't work. That's not scary at all. I know the story and you told it wrong. That is the correct response. Mina, that's not the ending to this story.
Huh? What are you talking about? Of course it is.
No. Didn't you wonder what the dripping sound was?
It was just a leaky faucet or something.
No. The real ending to the story is that after the girl had her hand licked, he fell asleep, but woke up in the middle of the night still hearing that dripping. When she went to investigate, he found her dog hung up in the shower and a note on the mirror written in blood that said dogs aren't the only things that lick. Mina yelps.
What? Seriously? That's so awful and scary!
Yeah, it's a scary story. Kosei nods.
At least somebody here can tell a story, right?
He folds his hands behind his head, looking smug.
I could do better than that.
Mina shoots him a look.
I'd like to see you try.
Sure. Listen up.
He clears his throat.
There were two girls who lived together over a bakery. One night, the two went out to a birthday party. One girl forgot to bring the cake, so she went back into the apartment to get it. Without turning on the lights, she walked in and grabbed the cake off the counter. Then she went to the party. Later that night, her roommate got tired and went home early to sleep. The girl ended up having too much fun, so she stayed over at the birthday girl's place. The next morning, when she returned home, there was tape around the house and police patrolling the area. She tried to go inside, but the officer stopped her, saying there was a murder. She insisted that it was her roommate and she had to see, but the police wouldn't let her go in. They said it was far too gruesome. She didn't care and pushed past them. And when she walked in, she saw her roommate covered with a white sheet. But on the mirror, covered in blood, was the most horrifying sight she ever saw. In fact, she was so scared that after one look, she fell over, dead.
Kosei pauses. Heirloom leans forward in her seat, completely immersed in the story.
What was it?
It was a picture of Mina!
What?
Confusion ripples across the circle. Everyone stares at him dumbfounded. Kosei smirks.
See? It's so scary you're all speechless.
We're speechless because it makes no sense.
Kosei shrugs.
Makes a lot of sense to me.
No, it doesn't. Why would you even put me in your story?
Because you were the scariest thing I could think of.
Mina's face twists into a snarl.
I'm not scary!
Kosei leaps back in his seat with a yelp.
Ah! See? Terrifying!
The story had so much promise, so terrifying. What was the real ending? I am curious. What was it? I sigh. Did you seriously just ruin your story for the sake of a bad joke?
Bad? It was a masterpiece!
I bet it's not as good as the real ending. He shakes his head.
No way. It's better.
What was the original ending?
On the mirror, written in the roommate's blood, were the words, "Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the lights?" Lame, right?
Lame? That's so creepy.
Kira nods, shivering.
Much creepier. Yes, you should have stuck with that ending.
Jiro shakes his head, voice wavering.
I like the Mina ending better.
See? Jiro gets it!
Sana claps enthusiastically. Or Sana. Sorry, I already forgot her name.
Those were both great starts. Maybe I could try my luck at sharing a spooky story.
Sure.
Yes, of course. Any story will be better than Kosei's monstrosity.
You mean your sorry excuse for a story?
Jiro hugs himself.
I think 2 stories should be enough for one night.
I'd actually like to hear another.
Exactly. We have time for one more.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying all of these.
Daisuke sounded like Kosei there for a second. I'm wondering if they're the same voice actor. Sana grins.
Glad to hear it. Now, brace yourselves.
Once she has everyone's attention, she begins.
It was an especially dark and cold night. A family had just purchased a summer cabin, not unlike the ones here at the hot springs. It was an antique cabin, located in a quiet, secluded place, and the price was very low for the market. They couldn't pass up such a good deal. So, the father moved in early to get the place ready, while his wife and daughter finished packing in the old home. That night, the storm outside was wild. He thought he heard a tapping sound. The man felt uneasy, but he told himself it was just the sound of nature. The tapping grew louder. It seemed to move from room to room, almost like footsteps. Still, the man tried to rationalize it as the old house settling, but the thumping came closer and closer. Thump, thump, thump. It was coming down the stairs now, louder and louder as it fell on each step. The father wondered if there were mice or squatters in the house. Was it a burglar? Thump, thump, thump. They were reaching the door to the living room. The latch slowly turned.
If she says thump one more time, I'm just gonna close out the game, I swear.
As the door opened, the fireplace went out.
As if on cue, a gust of wind nearly extinguishes our campfire.
Ah!
Kosei yelps and clings to Mina, who jumps with a shout.
Why are you screaming? It's not even the scary part yet.
So, you scream too?
Only because of you.
Everyone else is also on edge. It's obvious Jiro tries not to act nervous, but his arms are crossed too tight. Even Kira and Erlen look uneasy. Only Daisuke seems to keep his composure. Sana smirks as she continues her story.
Standing in front of the man was a mirror version of himself with white hair and blood red eyes. The man stared at the creature, and the creature stared at the man. And then it said, "You're mine now!"
Sana leaps up, her face in a snarl and her hands stretched into claws, reaching towards us. Someone suddenly latches onto my arm. Oh my. I look over to see Kira. She holds onto me in a death grip, her eyes wide, while the rest of her face and body language doesn't give anything away. If I didn't feel her holding onto me right now, I would have never realized she was so scared. Give her 2 points. She must feel my eyes on her because she looks up. She glances at her hands around my arm and a soft blush burns into her face. Put your hand over her hand, put your arm around her. Dude, the hand is more subtle, you know? I don't approve of this premarital hand holding because, you know, the Markapi Sue is a family-friendly channel, but we're gonna engage in some premarital hand holding here. Boom. I place my hand over hers. Kira glances down at our hands. Her blush burns a little darker, but I notice the flicker of a smile. I smile back and give her hand a squeeze. He squeezes back. Oh, baby. 2 more points. To my surprise, she doesn't make a move to pull away. I feel her fingers against my skin, her expression soft. You know, these stories, they're getting kind of boring for me, the campfire stories, but if they led to the holding of the hands, the holiest of actions you can encounter, in this cruel world, it was all worth it. Truly was. My heart flutters. He's really cute.
Hey, let go already!
Huh? Kira and I jump apart. We turn to see Kosei clinging onto Mina like a lifeline. His arms are wrapped around her head, which is tucked securely into his chest. Mina flushes and tries to get away, but to no avail.
Hey! I said let go!
But Kosei shakes his head.
No way! I am never letting go!
Laughter puffs out of me. Oh, you never want to let go of Mina, huh? The two of them freeze. They glance at each other and then jump apart.
It's about time you let go.
He huffs and straightens her shirt. Kosei scoffs.
If I'd have known it was you, I would have let go ages ago.
Who else would it have been?
I thought you were him!
He gestures to me. Mina's mouth pops open.
What? How could you make that mistake?
Because I grabbed onto a bicep and it had a lot of muscle. I didn't think it could belong to a girl.
Mina flushes scarlet.
What?
The two continue to argue back and forth like an old couple. After the excitement quiets down, Sana is about to finish her story when Miss Sato interrupts.
I hope everyone has enjoyed their evening. Lights out will be soon, so everyone should head back to their cabins. We've got an early start tomorrow.
I don't know whether I'm disappointed or relieved to miss the ending. Sana offers us a smile.
This was fun! Great stories, everyone!
Yeah, definitely. We help put out the rest of the fire and all say our good nights, still feeling uneasy from Sana's story. Hiro sticks by Daisuke's side like glue, while Kira, Mina, and Erlen trail together towards their cabin. Kosei and I return to our cabin. After getting ready for sleep, we slip off our shoes and then jump into bed. It's always weird sleeping in a new place, and Sana's story didn't help. I toss and turn before eventually falling asleep. Cue the New Day music. There you go. That's gonna be the end of the episode. You know, for a hot springs, there's been not too many hot springs so far. Maybe that will change in the future, but we did get to hold Kira's hand, which was pretty epic if you ask me. Definitely would hold that hand again. So, end of the episode, end of the video. For favors, like, comment, subscribe, and as always, help me find a girlfriend. And bye-bye.